A grand jury report on sexually abusive priests across Pennsylvania could be released tomorrow.
And we are getting a glimpse tonight of what the report will say. KDKA investigator Andy Sheehan has the story.
The grand jury report will shine a light into the dark corners of 6 Pennsylvania dioceses going back 7 decades. And while most of the cases are old and the clergy accused retired or deceased, just 2 weeks ago, Attorney General Josh Shapiro announced that Father Thomas Sweeney of the Greensburg Diocese had pled guilty to indecent assault.
There can be no doubt Father Sweeney is a predator priest.
For the past month, Shapiro has been fighting to release the 800-page report over the objections of some of those named. But according to one court filing, more than 90 clergy and lay teachers will be cited in the Diocese of Pittsburgh alone, including several who were eventually convicted. Father Robert Walk of St. Thomas More in Bethel Park, Father Richard Zula of St. Mary and Ann in Mariana, Washington County, and Father Richard Dorsch, convicted of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old boy in North Park. The grand jury report will cite these cases and others as part of a pattern in the diocese of having prior knowledge of the actions of these priests, reassigning them, and not alerting law enforcement.
I'm concerned about our people, that they're going to be scandalized and maybe be tempted to turn their backs on God.
In a letter read at Sunday Mass, Bishop Zubik warned the congregations that the report would be scathing. But he said that 90% of the cases involved incidents that occurred before 1990, and that the church has instituted safeguards and reforms to identify and weed out the abusers.
I really felt it was important in the letter to get people ready for the report, because it's going to be tough, and at the same time to realize that the decisions that the Diocese of Pittsburgh makes today are far different than would have been made over the course of the last 10, 20 years.
Until now, the Pittsburgh Diocese had been considered a leader in those reforms, since now Cardinal, then Bishop Donald Wuerl, defied the Vatican back in 1993 by refusing to reassign pedophile priest Anthony Cipolla. But sources familiar with the report say when it is released, Wuerl's record here in Pittsburgh will also come under fire. But it's no longer a question of if the report will be released, only when. If the report isn't released tomorrow, the state Supreme Court has ruled it must be released no later than Tuesday. Reporting downtown, Andy Sheehan, KDKA-TV News.